What if the secret to living a long, vibrant life wasn't hidden in expensive supplements, strict diets, or the latest health fads? What if it was simpler than we've been led to believe, something woven into the daily habits of those who consistently live past 100? Across the globe, in the serene corners of Okinawa, Japan, there exists a community where centenarians thrive, remaining active, sharp, and full of energy well into their later years. Their secret isn't found in a pill, it's found in the way they eat, the way they move, and the way they approach life itself. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, Japan's legendary physician, not only studied this phenomenon but embodied it. He didn't just preach longevity, he lived it. Until the age of 100, he continued to see patients, write books, and give lectures. He defied expectations, breaking the conventional narrative of aging by maintaining an almost boundless energy that younger doctors envied. When asked about the key to his longevity, he didn't point to medication or complicated routines. Instead, he shared a handful of surprisingly simple daily habits, practices that kept his body strong, his mind sharp, and his spirit youthful. Think about that for a moment. In the United States, the average lifespan hovers around 76 years. But in Okinawa, it's 84, and many residents live well beyond 100, not just surviving, but thriving. Imagine what it would feel like to wake up every morning full of energy, free of chronic aches and fatigue. To maintain mental clarity well into your 90s. To have the strength to continue doing what you love for decades longer than you thought possible. What if the small choices you make today could determine how you feel in the decades to come? The truth is, most of us have been misled about what it takes to live a long and healthy life. We've been told that aging inevitably means decline, that slowing down, losing mobility, and relying on medications are simply part of the process. But what if that isn't true? What if aging well is within our control? Dr. Hinohara's life and the lives of countless centenarians in Japan prove that it is. They offer us a roadmap, a blueprint for longevity that's practical, sustainable, and surprisingly easy to follow. In today's video, we're diving deep into 5 powerful longevity principles that Dr. Hinohara followed every single day, principles that can transform your energy levels, digestion, mental clarity, and overall vitality. These aren't complicated or extreme, they're small shifts that can make a massive impact. And by the end of this video, you'll have everything you need to start incorporating them into your own life. So, if you're ready to break free from the myths surrounding aging, if you want to discover how simple changes can lead to a longer, healthier, and more fulfilling life, then stick with me until the end. Because what you're about to learn might just change the way you see health and your future forever. Let's get started. 1. Mindful eating, embracing Hara Hachi Bu. One of the most overlooked, yet powerful, habits for longevity is the practice of mindful eating, particularly the Okinawan concept of Hara Hachi Bu. In Western cultures, the norm is often to eat until we're stuffed, cleaning the plate, indulging in oversized portions, and equating fullness with satisfaction. But this approach, while ingrained in many of us from childhood, comes at a cost. Overeating leads to chronic inflammation, metabolic dysfunction, and increased oxidative stress on the body, factors that accelerate aging and increase the risk of disease. In contrast, the Okinawan people have mastered the art of moderation. Hara Hachi Bu translates to eat until you are 80% full. It's a simple, yet transformative, practice that naturally regulates calorie intake without restrictive dieting. Science backs this up. Research from the National Institute on Aging has shown that moderate caloric restriction is associated with increased lifespan, improved metabolic health, and a reduced risk of age-related diseases. By stopping just short of complete satiety, the body avoids excessive stress on the digestive system and reduces the production of free radicals that contribute to aging. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara himself was a strong advocate for this principle. He believed in eating light, eating slowly, and tuning into the body's natural hunger cues. Well into his 90s, he credited his sustained energy and sharp mental clarity to never overloading his system. Unlike many in the West who follow rigid dieting trends, he embraced a flexible, intuitive approach, eating when necessary, but never in excess. His philosophy was simple: the body thrives when it isn't burdened by unnecessary consumption. Take a moment to reflect on your own eating habits. How often do you eat out of habit rather than true hunger? How frequently do you continue eating simply because there's food left on your plate? Shifting to a more mindful approach can have profound effects on digestion, energy levels, and even emotional well-being. In fact, studies published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition suggest that mindful eating practices, like Hara Hachi Bu, are linked to lower BMI, reduced stress, and improved overall health. Implementing this in your own life doesn't have to be complicated. Start by eating more slowly, allowing your body the time it needs to recognize when it's satisfied. Take smaller portions, and pause halfway through your meal to check in with yourself. Are you truly still hungry, or just eating out of habit? These small adjustments, when practiced consistently, can lead to lasting benefits. Longevity isn't just about what we eat, it's about how we eat. And by embracing the wisdom of Hara Hachi Bu, we're not just extending our years, but enhancing the quality of each and every one. 2. Prioritizing plant-based proteins. Protein is often hailed as the cornerstone of a healthy diet, and for good reason. It's essential for muscle maintenance, tissue repair, and overall bodily function. But what many people overlook is that the source of protein matters just as much as the quantity. In Western diets, protein is often synonymous with meat. Steak, chicken, and eggs are seen as the gold standard, while plant-based options are sometimes dismissed as inferior. However, the Okinawan diet, one of the most well-documented longevity diets in the world, takes a different approach. In Okinawa, a significant portion of protein intake comes from plant-based sources, particularly soy products such as tofu, miso, and edamame. These foods are not only rich in high-quality protein but also packed with beneficial compounds like isoflavones, plant-based compounds that have been shown to reduce inflammation, support cardiovascular health, and even help regulate hormones. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that individuals who consume soy regularly tend to have lower LDL cholesterol levels, better bone density, and a reduced risk of cognitive decline as they age. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, who lived to 105 and practiced medicine well into his 100s, was a firm believer in the power of soy. He consumed tofu almost daily, attributing it to his sustained energy, smooth digestion, and arterial health. Unlike heavily processed meats, which are often high in saturated fats and inflammatory compounds, tofu and other soy-based proteins offer a clean, easily digestible source of nutrition that supports long-term health. Beyond soy, other plant-based proteins, like lentils, chickpeas, and black beans, also play a crucial role in supporting longevity. These legumes are rich in fiber, helping to regulate blood sugar levels and support gut health, two factors closely linked to aging gracefully. According to research from the National Institutes of Health, diets rich in plant proteins are associated with a lower risk of chronic diseases, including heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and certain cancers. This isn't to say that meat should be eliminated entirely, rather, it's about balance. Many people, especially in the West, overconsume animal protein while neglecting the incredible benefits of plant-based options. Even small changes, like replacing a few meat-heavy meals per week with tofu stir-fry, lentil soup, or a chickpea salad, can lead to noticeable improvements in energy, digestion, and overall well-being. A great way to start is by experimenting with different plant-based proteins and finding what works for you. Perhaps a miso soup to start your day, a tofu-based dish for lunch, or a side of edamame as a snack. The goal is not restriction but diversification, giving your body a broader range of nutrients while reducing the burden of inflammation and oxidative stress. Dr. Hinohara's diet wasn't about rigid rules or eliminating entire food groups. It was about nourishing the body in a way that promotes longevity, vitality, and overall harmony. By incorporating more plant-based proteins into our meals, we're not only supporting our own health but also following in the footsteps of some of the longest-living populations on Earth. 3. Incorporating fermented foods for gut health. In the realm of longevity and well-being, few dietary habits have gained as much scientific support as the consumption of fermented foods. In Japan, fermented foods are a cornerstone of daily meals, not just for their rich flavors, but for their powerful health benefits. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, who lived to an astonishing 105 years old, began each day with a bowl of miso soup, a simple yet potent source of probiotics, digestive enzymes, and anti-inflammatory compounds. This daily ritual was not just about nourishment, it was about maintaining a resilient and balanced gut microbiome, which modern research now confirms is a key factor in overall health and longevity. The gut microbiome, the trillions of bacteria and microorganisms living in our digestive tract, plays a vital role in nearly every aspect of our well-being. It influences digestion, immune function, brain health, and even mood regulation. Scientists have found that an imbalance in gut bacteria, often caused by diets high in processed foods and low in fiber, can contribute to chronic inflammation, metabolic disorders, and even cognitive decline. This is why incorporating probiotic-rich foods, like those found in traditional Japanese cuisine, can be so transformative. Unlike probiotic supplements, which often contain only a few strains of bacteria, naturally fermented foods provide a diverse and synergistic blend of live cultures, enzymes, and nutrients that support digestion and gut health. Miso, for example, is made from fermented soybeans and is packed with beneficial bacteria that aid in breaking down food and absorbing nutrients more efficiently. A study published in Frontiers in Microbiology found that regular consumption of fermented foods can increase microbial diversity in the gut, which is associated with a stronger immune system and reduced inflammation. Natto, another Japanese staple, is a powerhouse of probiotics and also an excellent source of vitamin K2, which supports bone and cardiovascular health. The sticky, fermented soybeans may not appeal to everyone's palate, but their benefits are undeniable. Research has shown that vitamin K2 plays a crucial role in preventing arterial calcification, a major contributor to heart disease. Meanwhile, traditionally pickled vegetables, such as tsukmono, offer an abundance of fiber, prebiotics, and live cultures that contribute to smoother digestion and enhanced immune defense. In the West, many people rely on probiotic pills in an attempt to improve gut health. While these supplements can be helpful, they often lack the complexity and variety of beneficial bacteria found in natural, whole food sources. The synergy between probiotics and the other nutrients in fermented foods is what makes them so powerful. When you consume miso soup, natto, or kimchi, you're not just ingesting good bacteria, you're also nourishing those bacteria with the enzymes and fibers they need to thrive. Anecdotal evidence also supports this approach. Many people who introduce fermented foods into their diet report improvements in digestion, reduced bloating, and even enhanced mental clarity. The gut-brain connection is a well-established field of research, showing that a healthy gut microbiome can positively influence mood and cognitive function. Studies have found that individuals who regularly consume probiotic-rich foods tend to experience lower levels of stress, anxiety, and depression, further highlighting the importance of gut health beyond digestion. Making the transition to incorporating fermented foods doesn't have to be overwhelming. You don't need to drastically change your diet overnight, just start small. Try adding a spoonful of miso to warm water for a simple broth, include a serving of fermented vegetables with your meals, or experiment with natto if you're feeling adventurous. The key is consistency. Over time, these small changes can yield profound benefits, supporting not only your digestion but also your immune system, heart health, and overall longevity. Dr. Hinohara's approach to food was never about restriction or following the latest dietary trends. It was about embracing natural, time-tested habits that promote harmony within the body. By incorporating fermented foods into our daily routines, we can take a simple, yet powerful, step toward enhancing our health, increasing our vitality, and perhaps even extending our lifespan. 4. Choosing complex carbohydrates, the power of sweet potatoes. Carbohydrates have long been a topic of debate in nutrition circles, often unfairly demonized due to their association with weight gain and blood sugar spikes. However, the truth is that not all carbohydrates are created equal. The distinction between refined and complex carbohydrates is crucial, as it determines their impact on overall health and longevity. One of the best examples of a truly beneficial carbohydrate source comes from Okinawa, where purple sweet potatoes have been a dietary cornerstone for generations. These vibrant root vegetables provided up to 60% of the traditional Okinawan diet and are believed to have played a significant role in the region's high life expectancy. Unlike refined carbs, such as white rice and processed bread, which are rapidly broken down into sugar and cause insulin spikes, sweet potatoes offer a steady, slow-releasing source of energy. Their low glycemic index helps maintain stable blood sugar levels, reducing the risk of type 2 diabetes and metabolic disorders. This is one of the key reasons why Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara preferred sweet potatoes over rice, recognizing their ability to nourish the body without the negative effects associated with highly processed grains. Beyond their ability to regulate blood sugar, purple sweet potatoes are nutritional powerhouses packed with essential vitamins and minerals. They are particularly rich in anthocyanins, the potent antioxidants responsible for their deep purple hue. Research has shown that anthocyanins play a vital role in reducing oxidative stress, which is a major contributor to aging and chronic disease. A study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food found that anthocyanins help protect blood vessels, reduce inflammation, and may even lower the risk of neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's. In addition to their antioxidant properties, sweet potatoes are a great source of fiber, which supports gut health and digestion. Fiber feeds the beneficial bacteria in the gut, promoting a healthy microbiome, which is increasingly recognized as a key factor in overall health. A well-balanced gut can enhance immune function, improve mood through the gut-brain connection, and even aid in weight management by increasing satiety and reducing cravings for unhealthy foods. Another important nutrient found in sweet potatoes is potassium, which helps regulate blood pressure by counteracting the effects of sodium. Studies have consistently shown that diets high in potassium-rich foods are associated with lower rates of hypertension and cardiovascular disease. This aligns with the remarkably low incidence of heart disease among Okinawans, further emphasizing the benefits of their traditional diet. Dr. Hinohara's preference for sweet potatoes was not based on a passing trend or a restrictive dietary philosophy. It was rooted in a deep understanding of how natural, whole foods can sustain energy levels and protect long-term health. He believed in eating foods that were gentle on the body yet deeply nourishing, and sweet potatoes fit that criteria perfectly. Unlike heavily processed grains, which can lead to inflammation and sluggishness, these nutrient-dense tubers provide sustained energy and mental clarity. For those looking to incorporate the benefits of sweet potatoes into their diet, the process is simple. They can be roasted, steamed, or mashed as a delicious and nutrient-packed alternative to refined carbs. Whether enjoyed as a savory dish or a naturally sweet snack, they offer a versatile and satisfying way to fuel the body while reaping long-term health benefits. The takeaway from Dr. Hinohara's approach to carbohydrates is clear: quality matters more than quantity. By choosing complex carbohydrates, like sweet potatoes over refined options, we can nourish our bodies in a way that supports longevity, stabilizes energy levels, and protects against disease. Making small, intentional changes to our diet, just as the Okinawans have done for centuries, can lead to profound benefits, helping us live healthier, more vibrant lives. 5. Cultivating a balanced lifestyle. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara's remarkable longevity was not just the result of a healthy diet, it was a reflection of his deeply ingrained philosophy of balance and purpose. He believed that true well-being extends far beyond the food we eat. It is a delicate interplay between physical activity, mental engagement, emotional fulfillment, and a sense of purpose. His daily routine was a testament to this belief, proving that a long and healthy life is not solely about avoiding disease, but about actively cultivating joy and curiosity every day. One of the most striking aspects of Dr. Hinohara's lifestyle was his commitment to movement. Even in his 90s, he deliberately chose to take the stairs instead of the elevator, embodying his belief that small, consistent efforts add up over time. Studies have shown that regular physical activity, especially non-strenuous, habitual movements like walking, significantly lowers the risk of heart disease, cognitive decline, and metabolic disorders. A 2018 study published in JAMA Network Open found that people who took at least 7,000 steps per day had a 50 to 70% lower risk of mortality compared to those who were more sedentary. Dr. Hinohara didn't just exercise for health benefits, he saw movement as a way to stay engaged with life. Equally important to him was intellectual stimulation. He continued to read, write, and give lectures well into his later years, demonstrating the power of lifelong learning. Research backs up this approach. Numerous studies suggest that mental engagement helps preserve cognitive function and delay the onset of dementia. A study published in Neurology found that individuals who engaged in activities such as reading, playing music, or learning new skills had a 30% slower rate of cognitive decline compared to those who did not. Dr. Hinohara's unwavering curiosity about the world kept his mind sharp and his spirit youthful. Beyond physical and intellectual health, emotional well-being was another pillar of his philosophy. He often spoke about the importance of finding joy in everyday moments, whether it was through social connections, hobbies, or simply appreciating nature. This aligns with research on positive psychology, which suggests that cultivating gratitude and maintaining a sense of purpose can increase overall happiness and longevity. A landmark study from Harvard, which tracked participants for over 80 years, found that strong social relationships were the most significant predictor of long-term health and happiness. Dr. Hinohara also had a unique perspective on stress and hardship. Rather than resisting difficulties, he embraced them as part of life's journey. He believed that staying too fixated on problems could drain energy and shorten one's lifespan. Instead, he advocated for shifting focus toward what brings joy and meaning. This mindset is echoed in resilience studies, which show that individuals who practice optimism and emotional flexibility tend to have lower levels of stress-related inflammation and a reduced risk of chronic illness. Perhaps one of the most inspiring lessons from Dr. Hinohara's life was his ability to live with childlike enthusiasm. He encouraged people to maintain a sense of wonder, try new things, and avoid getting trapped in routines that make life feel monotonous. He believed that having a purpose, whether it was helping others, creating something meaningful, or simply continuing to learn, was essential for staying vibrant at any age. His lifestyle serves as a reminder that longevity isn't just about diet or exercise, it's about how we choose to live each day. A life filled with movement, learning, joy, and purpose is a life well lived. Dr. Hinohara's approach challenges us to rethink our daily habits, embrace curiosity, and cultivate a holistic sense of well-being. By integrating these principles, we too can create a life that is not just long, but deeply fulfilling. Conclusion. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara's life serves as a powerful testament to the fact that longevity isn't just about genetics or medical advancements, it's about the small, intentional choices we make every day. His approach to health was refreshingly simple, yet deeply effective. He showed us that mindful eating, favoring plant-based proteins, nourishing our gut with fermented foods, opting for complex carbohydrates, and maintaining an active and fulfilling lifestyle can profoundly impact our well-being. The beauty of these principles is that they don't require radical overhauls or extreme sacrifices. Instead, they emphasize balance, moderation, and consistency, making them accessible to anyone willing to adopt them. One of the biggest takeaways from Dr. Hinohara's philosophy is that true health extends far beyond just the physical. He believed that keeping the mind engaged, finding joy in everyday moments, and maintaining strong social connections were just as important as diet and exercise. Modern research overwhelmingly supports this view. Studies have repeatedly shown that people who stay intellectually curious, cultivate meaningful relationships, and maintain a sense of purpose live longer and healthier lives. So, as you reflect on what you've learned today, I encourage you to take a moment and consider: what small changes can you start making in your own life? Maybe it's practicing Hara Hachi Bu, stopping at 80% fullness instead of eating until you're stuffed. Maybe it's adding more plant-based proteins, like tofu or edamame, to your meals. Perhaps you could incorporate fermented foods into your diet to support gut health, swap refined grains for nutrient-dense sweet potatoes, or simply prioritize movement and curiosity in your daily routine. The key is to start somewhere and stay consistent. Over time, these small habits compound into meaningful transformations. Remember, longevity isn't just about extending the number of years you live, it's about enhancing the quality of those years. Dr. Hinohara lived with energy, enthusiasm, and a relentless passion for life until the very end. His life is proof that aging doesn't have to mean slowing down or fading away. Instead, it can be a time of growth, discovery, and fulfillment. And that's something we all deserve to experience. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Natural Healing Hub for more insights on holistic health and well-being. And if you're ready to take action, drop a comment below and let us know. Which of Dr. Hinohara's habits are you excited to implement? Thank you for watching, and until next time. Stay healthy, stay curious, and keep thriving.